and thank you for tuning in to this fourth and final leg of a long journey that started out from San Diego, California, and the destination is long, KLAL, Sun and Fun location in Central Florida. So we started out and we were going to end up at Lakeland. We started out in San Diego, California, and we're at Gulfport, Mississippi. This is where the leg three ended. So this is going to be approximately a 3.5 hour flight or so. And we're going to fly low. I normally fly higher. That's going to slow us down. So it may be pushing 4 hours because flights prior to this, I've been keeping it pretty high with the air standing. We get more better ground speed. But here we're going to cruise speed is going to be a lower to take advantage of some of the scenery. So 5,500 feet, and that's a safe altitude where we should be able to see a lot and have time to react in case something happens. Previous flight, we ran into some technical. I mean, the previous video there, not previous, but we ran into some technical difficulties, and I'm going to go over it uh, on a separate video. It was a issue with the multifunction display that led to having to re-enter the flight plan, and I'll go over that all of that with you on a separate video. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and go real brief on what we done. We have the aircraft started after recovering from that situation, and I'm going to show you where we are and where we're going. And so I'm using the Navigraph chart to display our position and kind of track our progress along the way. So this is Gulfport, Mississippi. This is us, and we're that magenta, I guess it's supposed to be, triangle representing the aircraft. We're going to take off and fly initially coast. We're going to go out to the coast road, then we're going to move further inland, north a little bit, inland, and we're going to kind of follow this arch around and kind of hugging the Gulf Coast, but not on the coast. And then we're going to go into Lakeland. We should have a nice view of the Tampa Bay area. So we got some weather. I went ahead and did I not plug that weather? I see weather, but I don't see this button push. Oh, I see. Weather gone, weather coming back. So we're gonna take off. We're gonna come out to this little island chain, and but we're not gonna pass it, and we're gonna kind of follow that route and around to Florida. Whoa, it's some bad weather. By the time we get here, that's not more likely ain't gonna be there. If it is, we'll deal with it. We'll go around it if need be. But one of the unique things about being in the flight sim is you can test things out. I would never fly an airplane through a thunder cell like that, and I might decide to have to sing it from the sky if it's still there. I doubt it, um, but we might want to go around it anyway. So we're going to follow this coast, follow this route along the coast, and really get a nice view of the beach. Now the yellow areas on this VFR chart represents densely populated areas. So we're going to be on that final leg there. We're going to stretch our segment, should I say. We're going to get a really good view of the beach off to the left, and the Gulf is going to be off to the right. I hope it's pretty. And I may start descending because we get here, we kind of want to start descending anyway, and I don't really want to dive bomb from 5,000 feet here. This is Class Bravo airspace, busiest and amongst the busiest airspace in the world. Reality, we will be talking to them when we turn here. I would call up. Actually, the whole flight, I would get flight following, and they would kind of steer us clear and notify us of. They provide uh, traffic advisories. So you got to fly to get to where you're going, but they'll give you some vectors to get you out of the way of conflicting traffic or advise you of it. And their primary responsibilities for IFR traffic. So as you can see what I was talking about, when we make that turn, that's got to be spectacular. You got all kind of airports. You got Tampa Bay, Air Force Base, Navy Base. I mean, it's got to be spectacular. And it's just a straight shot there. We're going to sidetrack a little bit to get lined up with runway 10 at Lakeland. And so let's just go where we are now. So Gulfport, let's go to the taxiway. Okay, come on. Oh, there we go. Airport info, parking spots. Okay, that's where I wanted us to be. Make sure you can still see it. So we're going to take off and go this way. We're going to depart runway 14. That's going to head. We're going to head out to the east, and that's the runway we landed. When we came, we landed on runway 14. Across here is Army base, Army National Guard. This airport has some history, and I'll tell you about it a little later. I just want to get moving now. So to get out of here, look at where we're facing. We're facing this way, and we want to go that way. And to get there, we're gonna just go up here, take Foxtrot to Juliet taxiway. They named the taxiway letters. And I did a video. I think I'm gonna do another follow-up video to the without teaching. You know anything. I'm not a flight instructor, so you want to go and what I could do, I suppose, is reference some FAA documents on what I'm talking about. And you can actually Google flight manual. FAA is yeah, some guides that I'll tell you about. Anyway, we're gonna go here and then we're gonna take off. We would call ground, and let me make sure. I'm gonna go on my checklist. I don't want to leave anything out. Okay, so my engine instruments are still in the green. Let me get this. I do need this. I do need this to fly with, so I'm gonna kind of have it off on the side and down. I know where we're going now, but I like to kind of keep track of it. I'll just try to pull it up, and one of the videos I went back and looked at, I said, "Wow, I had a spectacular view," but unfortunately my viewers did not, passengers did not, because they were seeing this, and yeah, that's crazy. I won't do that again. I mean, I'll try my best not to do that again. So for here, I know where we are. I'm going to put it up momentarily until we start moving and actually show you what I'm talking about once we're there. But anyway, I will call up. Here's the first thing I'm going to do before taxiing. I'm not going to screw around with frequencies. We're not talking to anyone, but going to put on my taxi light. Okay, after engine, we check the oil light. Oh, taxi light off because we don't have it. Oh, is that not working? It's on but not turning off. Okay, now it was a delay. That tells me that okay, it must be a short. This is what I'm looking at. This switch. There was a delay when I hit that taxi light. Okay, oil pressure. Circuit brakes check in again. Check. RPM idle. Uh, should be 660. 620. And sometimes it's idled over. I won't. Okay, so here's what's happening. This has stopped again. So I know. Darn it. Let me go flight plan again. Alright, so I just lost it where so there's something quirky going on with this display. So fortunately we have a chart. We're not going to be able to depend on this except the flight plan is in the system. Ooh, this is going to be a tricky one. I just went around a full loop because I can't activate the flight plan. And let me see if I can do it from here. Flight plan. Okay, I think I can because this is hung up. This is clearly hung up. Oh, there you go. Flight plan. I'll do it this way, and then I'll check out that later. So when we're ready to activate the flight plan, I'll just go here. Uh, so this is in up. This is not going to show us anything. The multifunction display on my panel, it is functioning because it is responding to the buttons, and that is great. And speaking of, I'm going to go ahead and put the altitude that we're going to cruise at, 5,500 feet. Okay, we're not using ice protection or anything like that. We have it, but not going to toy around with it. Let's see. Alternative test, check voltage. Yeah, that's some voltage tests and stuff you do with that. But we're gonna keep it VFR for the most part. Okay, so let's get out to the run-up area. So the run-up area is typically at the end of each runway they have a little area that we can run out. We're gonna do our run up like right at the end of the runway, and then just go and head that direction. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna move this out of the way here because we need it to tax. We need to see the tax where we're taxing. Okay, now tax. Now the tax light on. Oh, transponder. Transponder. Set it on because a lot of airports. Oh, standby. I'm gonna put it on standby unless otherwise specified. Some airports they want you to tax it with it on. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We're burning daylight. That's the company commander in boot camp once said. Yeah, burning late daylight, people. Ah, okay. Tax the light on. Yep, and it is on. Brakes release. Oh, something just happened. Well, like the auto test the brake. Brakes. It looks like it's test good. Okay, so we're on Foxtrot, and remember it's gonna go Juliet. So we're gonna go. What's going on here? It's got a whole short line for the taxiway. You don't always see that. This is where they want you to hold for the runway, I'm guessing too. And I'm going to play some relaxing music while we make this journey to the flight line. You can see where we are and we're moving. See the little dot moving or the triangle moving. See? That's what happens when you hold a chart up in front of the window and you can't see. So off on the right there, that's the other side of the field. That's all Army over there, and I guess airlines too. Check. I'm gonna pass Delta and keep going. Yeah, every time I put this chart up, it stops. I mean, it blocks a view like it would in real world.
guitar wails, full grooves guitar.
Yeah, we're coming up at the end where we're gonna do our run up. I'm gonna ease off to the left here. Normally, something like this, they would leave enough room for another aircraft to get by. I don't see a designated area, so I'm going to just kind of make one. I've actually done a run up in a Cessna 150 between two 747s. All right, so this is was wrong way. Now, hopefully, like if someone was coming by, they would have to either hold, or if they can squeeze by a smaller plane, they might be able to squeeze by. Larger plane wouldn't be able to do it. All right, before takeoff, parking brakes set, power lever idle, doors closed and latched, right, left, passenger, uh, rear doors closed and latched. Oh, yeah, I did that already. Front doors closed and latched. Okay, door warning annunciator. No annunciators on this panel. Sun visors stowed. Okay, sun visors stowed. Safety harness fastener. Click, check. Adjustable brackets upright. Okay, keypad stowed. It's stowed. Fuel that goes under the little arm lever. Fuel valve normal. Flight controls check. Okay, let me get here. Hi. W. And let's go down a little bit. And controls free and correct. Free and correct. And in real world, I would look back and see if I can see them manipulating the control. Yeah, here we go. And then to the right. Oh, you can't see that. There I go again. Forgetting about my passengers. So this is the left view of what I was talking about. So left view with this out of the way. See, I told you. I told you I put this thing in the way all the time. Yeah, sneak peek of where we are now. We're at the end of the runway 14. And this is what we're checking for. Left, left aileron, up, but right aileron. Trust me, that is up also. Put you back to the main screen. Yeah, I gotta really get these buttons programmed in there. All right, where are we? Where do we leave off? Flight controls, elevator trim for takeoff. Elevator trim for takeoff. And it is not. Now it is. Okay, rudder. Wait, rudder trim, white arc. I'm looking on a, yep, it's in the white arc. And this is where I'm looking here. I'm looking right down here. It's in the white arc. Okay, cowl flaps open. Air circulator, refresh air. That's what I showed you earlier. And ECS shut off, push. Transponder code mode check. We're going to keep it here until we're ready to roll. Flaps take off. So put you back on the left view. Left view. And I'm gonna put the flaps for takeoff, just 1 notch. When I modify these, I'll be able to keep it in that position. But for now, it just toggles up, toggle down, 1 notch at a time. Flaps, takeoff, yep, multifunction display, and up. This would actually be a downlink discrepancy there, but I don't want to. Yeah, we already went that route. I'm going to use the virtual multifunction display. Primary flight display, that's the one that's in front of me. We'll use that. Engine instruments, check. Now, I doubt, I doubt that the engine instruments are going to be accurate. They're not, because yeah, the virtual one shows 610 RPMs, and this shows 620. So this is actually, you put a sticker on it. It says NOP, and we're gonna go ahead and do that. Put this sticker here. This is what you would do in the real world, because when you look at that, tempting just motor memory. That okay, go there, look at this. And in fact, I'm gonna put it here so that I'm not tempted to look at these settings, and they know that. That's what you should do in a real airplane when that happens. So I got this mark in up, MFD and up. Reality, we'll be turning around. We wouldn't have never left the parking spot without, well, we would have swapped airplanes if it was the option. Okay, engine instrument, temperature check. Okay, yep, that's, according to this, it's in the norm. Temperature check. Everything in the green. FADEC. ECU B, then auto. So, FADEC button here. ECU B, and we're getting a response in the virtual one too. Then back to auto. Okay, so we're gonna hold down the ECU button, and it's going to go through some checks. And when it's done, this is what we normally would have to do in the conventional aircraft. You would actually go through this process. Yeah, you would actually. Let me do something here. Yeah, you would actually manually go through this process. But here's the cool thing about this. Ready to do the FedEx. I'm gonna hold it down. It's gonna go through like 4 cycles or something like that. And I monitor the instrument. And you can see, now that does work here. That's the 4 cycles. And I'm letting go. Now I look for cautions, everything. P dot heat off. We don't need P dot heat, or do we? Okay, ECU test performed. Emergency fuel pump on. Oh, emergency fuel pump on. Okay, power maximum. Yeah, some calculations. A lot of stuff here don't pertain to the flight sim. I'm not going to do any calculations of temperature and all that. But I just know that we're low. We may not fly as fast as we want. So let me get this out of the way. All right. Parking brake. Okay, parking brake release. Here, our initial heading, it should be around 110 degrees. I'm sorry, 111 degrees. Now that could depend. Now let me see if this works. No, yeah, okay, yeah, the knobs work up here. Yeah, the knobs work. So I'm going to put the heading bud at 110. 111. Then I'm going to go over here. Going to go flight plan. Then I'm going to go, not going to activate it yet, but as soon as we get here, I'm going to activate it. So we have the altitude to 5,500. And we're going to roll out. We're going to rotate. We're going to rotate at 65 knots. And yeah, gotta restick this on there. Rotation at 65 knots. Then we're going to climb out initially at 63, and then we're going to then clear trees and obstacles. We're going to climb out at VY, best rate of climb, 79 knots. And we're going to do a cruise climb of 94 knots. That's what we're shooting for. So let's see how smooth that goes. But I'm actually going to actuality, and we're going to get airborne and hit the autopilot as soon as we're clear of everything. Okay, so what we do before we take off, we go lights. This is that transponder on standby. Lights on. Oh, I'm sorry, lights. That's in landing lights. Then camera on. Now we're going to turn off the taxi light. And then action, that's where you call up the tower. And they Gulfport Tower, November 821 Papa Sierra, holding short for straight out departure. And this is going to be our runway 114. I get turned around sometimes. Hold the short runway 14 after we get up here. So I'm going to go ahead and get up here. Let me show you the view that what we're looking at before we go. So you've been seeing the left view, and here's the right view. And I was showing you all that stuff on the instrument panel, and I didn't even have you looking at the main panel. And that's because there's an issue with it. No. Yep, didn't realize there was a problem there. Main screen, okay. So yeah, the main screen, there's an issue. Okay, now it's back. Okay. So main screen, and there we go. It's back now. So main screen and pilot. So just go to the main screen. Okay. So yeah, I apologize, but hopefully you caught that.